Next, we're going to look at a couple of rules. Some are in the formula book, some are not. The first rule we've already seen. Capital F of x, the derivative of capital F of x, F prime, capital F prime of x is lowercase f of x. That's a new notation. We can also say then that this symbol here, the integral symbol, that's called the integral symbol. The integral, and that says find the antiderivative of f of x with respect to x. So what this means, the integral of f of x dx is how it's read. But if we were to write it out in words, that would be the integral of f of x with respect to x. With respect to x. Or the integral of f of x dx is capital F of x plus c, and we have to have that plus c there. The next rule, if we integrate, and we'll see this in some examples below, if I want to, let's say, find the integral of 3x squared dx, I can actually take the 3 out front, that constant, and find the integral of x squared dx. It's 3 times the integral of x squared dx. So that could be useful. And then the last one says that we can integrate, if we have a sum of two functions in terms of x, we can integrate each part separately. That's not too bad. We did that with differentiation. We didn't write it down. We did write it down, but we just do it naturally all the time. So then we have the rules of integration that are in the formula book. All of this is just reversing differentiation, what we've already learned. And so this first one is the reverse power rule. It says if you want to find the integral of x raised to some power, then you add 1 to the power and then divide by that new power plus c. Notice how it does say n cannot equal -1. We'll talk about that in a moment. This formula is the only formula that SL and applications uses. The rest are only for HL applications. The second rule is a special case, and it's when another way to think of this, that's the integral of x to the -1 dx. 1 over x is the same as x to the -1. And it says that that integral is the natural log of the absolute value of x plus c. That's a bit harder to see why that's true, but we have learned already that the derivative of the natural log of x is 1 over x. We saw that with differentiation. That absolute value there, I can talk about in class with you why that's true, but that absolute value does need to be written, and it is in the formula book. And again, in class, I'll explain that because it's easier in person. The other rules, I think, follow naturally. The integral of sine is negative cosine. Integral of cosine is sine. Integral of 1 over cosine squared is tangent x. And the integral of e to the x is e to the x. And obviously, all of those have plus c's. And those are, again, in the formula book. Feel free to look at them anytime you need to.